The shadow of Blackwood Mansion. I never wanted to live next to him. The house was cheap, and the realtor said the neighborhood was quiet. She didn't mention the mansion at the end of the street, the one with black gates and guards who never smiled. His name is Viktor Sokolov. 25 years old. A mafia boss. The first time I saw him, it was a Sunday morning. I was taking out the trash when a black Bentley rolled past. The window was down, and I saw him, sharp face, cold blue eyes, expensive suit. He looked at me like I was nothing. Just a bug under his shoe. My neighbor, Mrs. Kowalski, grabbed my arm. "Don't stare," she whispered. "That's the Sokolov boy. His father ran this city until someone put a bullet in his head. Now the kid owns everything." I laughed it off. What could a 25-year-old do? I stopped laughing when the bodies started showing up. The first body. A month later, a man was found in the river. His fingers were cut off. The news said it was a tragic accident. But the old men at the diner shook their heads. "Sokolov's work," one muttered. Then came the night I heard the screams. It was 2 a.m. A loud crash woke me up. I looked out my window and saw two of Viktor's men dragging a man into the mansion. He was crying, begging. The front door opened. Viktor stepped out, holding a glass of whiskey. He watched as his men beat the man bloody. Then he raised his hand. A single gunshot. Silence. The next morning, there was no police tape. No news vans. Just a dark stain on the driveway that vanished by noon. The warning. I started avoiding the mansion. But one evening, I came home late from work. A black SUV was parked outside my house. Viktor's right-hand man, a giant named Dmitri, leaned against the hood. "Boss wants to talk to you," he said. My legs shook as I followed him to the mansion. Inside, Viktor sat behind a marble desk, flipping a knife in his hand. "You've been watching my house," he said. His voice was calm, like we were talking about the weather. I don't know what you mean," I stammered. He smiled. "Look out your window again, and I'll take your eyes." The disappearances. After that, people on our street started vanishing. Old Mr. Petrovich, who always waved at me, was gone overnight. The waitress at the diner who talked too much about Viktor's business, poof, disappeared. The cops did nothing. The night I ran. Last week, I woke up to the sound of engines. Peeking through my blinds, I saw Viktor's men loading something heavy into a van. A black bag. A body-sized bag. Then Dmitri looked straight at my window. I didn't sleep. I packed a bag. Now, I'm writing this from a motel 2 towns over. I left everything behind. But sometimes, at night, I still hear engines. And I wonder if they're coming for me. She had warned him years ago, "The mafia life will destroy you." He had laughed. Then he had her killed for standing in his way. Now she was back. That night, the lights flickered. The air turned ice cold. Luka sat in his room, gun in hand. Then the door creaked open. No one there. A whisper in his ear, "My son, you should have listened." He turned, and screamed. The next morning, Luka was gone. His men searched everywhere. They found only 2 things. His gun, still warm. And a crown, made of blood. The end.